everyone, my name is Gabby and it is time for part 2 of my February wrap-up, which is my watches and experiences video. So February was a relatively short month, so I really didn't get to watch that many movies or TV shows or listen to that much music because a lot of my time was concentrated on activities and the like. So February, short month, but I still do have some movies, TV shows, music, things to discuss with all of you, so I'm just gonna dive right into it. So there's 2 movies that I watched this month. The first I saw at the very beginning of the month, and that is Lady Bird. So everyone and their mother was screaming about this movie and how good it was, especially a lot of people on BookTube. I decided to go and see this movie with my mom and my grandma. Probably not the best decision looking back on it, because it definitely made me significantly enjoy the movie a lot less. Because you know those moments where you're watching something and you would normally enjoy it if you're watching it alone, but then you end up getting embarrassed because you're watching with other people that you know aren't enjoying it, and so they're watching you watch it and that's kind of uncomfortable. It was sort of like that. So I liked this movie. I definitely loved the mother-daughter relationship depicted within it because I can very much relate to it because I have a very strong relationship with my own mom, but we are absolutely nothing alike. I'm a lot more of the intelligent mind and she's definitely a lot more artistic, and so we do clash a lot because me being very intelligent, like the very like artsy ditziness is like not something that I can handle a lot of, but I do love my mom and I'm so grateful for her because all the experiences and a lot of the wonderful opportunities that I have been because of her. So the relationship that we have is very much similar to that it is that you see on screen with Lady Bird, except I don't fight with my mom as much as Lady Bird does with her mom, and there's definitely a lot more of a disconnect between them than there is with my mom, but I definitely can relate to a lot of the arguments that happen between the 2 characters, so I liked getting to see that. And the film itself was really cute. I loved Beanie Feldstein. I am so here for her and everything that she does, and I loved getting to see her in this film. Laura Morano was also in this movie and I loved getting to see her very briefly. Excellent cast, and it was a really fun film. I can understand though why it got snubbed at the Oscars because it wasn't the greatest thing that I've ever seen, but it definitely was good and I definitely very much enjoyed it. And I think if I watched it a second time alone, it would probably be a lot more enjoyable because I wouldn't be as uncomfortable watching it. I really liked it. I'm glad that I got to see it. I definitely think it's one of those films that I can understand why everyone really enjoyed it, and I think if I gave it a second watch, I would enjoy it a little bit more. But I'm glad that I got to see it this month because it was definitely one of those films that I felt was worth seeing. So the only other movie that I watched this month was Anastasia, and I watched the 1997 version, and I watched this of course in preparation for my author interview with Ashley Poston. Oh my god, guys, I absolutely love it. It was so good. Like, I absolutely fell in love with the characters and the storyline. It was just so much fun and so well written and so adorable, and it was great. And I was watching it relatively late at night, but I just like fell into it and just got so entranced, and it's become one of my favorite stories, and I can see how so many people loved this and grew up with it and absolutely adored it because it's not a Disney princess story. It's not owned by Disney at all, but it just has that draw to it, and if anything, it's a lot better than Disney. I just feel like the characters are a lot more interesting and a lot more complex, and the story in itself is so much more compelling than I feel like a lot of Disney princess stories are, and I just had so much fun getting to see it on screen, and I just got so excited watching it, knowing that I was going to be doing the author interview with Ashley Poston, and getting to just get so hyped about the world of Anastasia and getting to prepare myself was just so much fun. Because I watched the Anastasia movie and so much enjoyed it, I decided to listen to the Broadway cast recording for Anastasia. Oh my god, I love the recording for this, and there's so many really good songs that again feel very Disney-esque, and I love the cast. Like Chrissy Altamar, Derek Klena, John Bolton, Raymond Carmelu, like what much more could you ask for? The cast is phenomenal, but I don't know how I feel about the plot because it's definitely very much changed from what it is that you know about the Anastasia movie, and there's like a very big unnecessary change that's made. Like the villain of Rasputin is completely taken out and replaced with this character that is meant to be an antagonist but also has this like weird relationship, like love tension thing between Anastasia, and like I feel very iffy about that. Of course I haven't seen Anastasia at all, so I can't comment on that and how it's depicted on the stage, so I would very much like to get to see this musical and to be able to get to sort of comment for myself and be able to decide how I feel, because I think from what I've heard from people who've seen it is that if you like the movie and you enjoy that, then you're probably not gonna like the Broadway show, but if you're more into the history of like communism and what it was that was going on with Russia, I feel like you'll probably enjoy the Broadway Anastasia more, at least that's what I've heard. But just listening to the cast recording, I really loved it. Favorite songs, have to be A Rumor in St. Petersburg, which is one of the first songs, just because it's so much fun, and Derek Klena and John Bolton, I'm just so here for. Learn to Do It is another really, really good one, because it's just super fun. My Petersburg, because Derek Klena is fantastic. Once Upon a December is really good. Journey to the Past, of course, is beautiful. Paris Holds the Key to Your Heart feels so Disney, and I absolutely love it. So I think those would definitely be some of my top ones. I've been watching some interviews and sort of following the cast a little bit more, and I absolutely love and adore them, so I think that this would be a really exciting show to get to see, and I would be very interested to see how it would compare to my love for the movie, because I absolutely adored the movie and thought it was so well put together, and I had so much fun watching it. So like the whole Anastasia experience that I had this month prepping for my author interview with Ashley Poston was so great, and definitely one of my highlights of this month. So then the one television show that I watched this month that I like watched in its entirety is Celebrity Big Brother. So this is the first season of Celebrity Big Brother, and I was not planning on watching this at all. But then they announced the cast, and James Maslow, who was in Big Time Rush, was gonna be a part of the cast of the first season, and I was like, now maybe I should actually watch this. And so several episodes aired, like I think 7 or 8 aired, and then I finally was like, yep, screw it, we're watching this, and so I did. And then once I started watching it, I couldn't stop. Here's the problem. Celebrity Big Brother is total garbage. Like, this show is absolutely horrific. Like, I absolutely despise it with every fiber of my being. But once I started watching it, I could not stop, and I hated it because I wanted to stop because the show was so bad and so trashy, and there's like all this drama and angstiness, and all the people on the show just look like morons. But yet you still keep watching it anyway, and now I understand why people watch reality television, because I normally hate reality TV. Like, I despise it because I just think it's so fake and phony and ridiculous. But now I understand why people enjoy it, because it is just so damn compelling. The thing that irritated me about Celebrity Big Brother is that every single person who is a contestant on the show that's like a Celebrity Big Brother fan is like, you have to play the game and you gotta do what you gotta do. And like, the thing about that that's so ironic is like all the people that say that and like actually play the game immediately have a target on their back and end up getting kicked out of the house within like the matter of a few episodes. So it's pointless, because it seems like the strategy of the game, and this is my first time ever watching Big Brother, Celebrity or otherwise, and it just seems like the point of the game is just like, be nice, make friends with everyone, don't make yourself a threat, and then you'll end up winning in the end. I personally didn't enjoy the show that much. I liked getting to see James on the show. It irritated me that people kept putting a target on his back when he's just, you know, naturally athletic. Like, it's not his fault that he was good at the games, but he like never did anything to target anyone or get involved in any drama, but yet everyone hated him and thought he was super cocky and obnoxious, which I'm like, do you know him? Like, don't even start with me. I'm very protective because I have grown up with Big Time Rush, like since I was 8 or 9 years old. Like, that's something that has been with me for such a long period of time and such a huge part of my development as a fangirl. It was the first fandom community that I was ever really a part of, and it sort of led to me being where I am today. So I love getting to support all of the boys in their solo careers. So naturally seeing people pick on them irritates me, but I've been finding out that there's a lot more rushers out there than I would have originally thought. So it's sort of nice to get to see that there's that community of rushers there and that community of people supporting James. So I was excited to get to watch the show for that. But I was super irritated with Brandy. We don't like her. If you're a rusher, you don't like her, because she was like, James is so annoying and obnoxious and I don't like him. And honey, you're a freaking Real Housewife. Like, just don't, okay? Don't. But I mean, I have nothing against her in real life, but like, I don't know, just for the purpose of Celebrity Big Brother, I just like was not here for her. But the show in itself was interesting. I had fun watching it. It was addicting, so I have to give Celebrity Big Brother that much. And I was glad to see James on the show, but like, don't expect me to watch Celebrity Big Brother ever again. Just like, don't, because it's a garbage television show. So I think that's about it for part 2 of my February wrap up. It was relatively short, but I really didn't have that much to discuss. February was a very, very short month. I really didn't get to watch that many things. And I think one of my biggest issues is that when it comes to television shows, there are shows that I'm watching, I decide to talk about them once I finish the entire season, rather than just talking about them as I'm watching them. So I think I always tend to forget and leave stuff out because of that, but definitely in March I've been watching a lot more. So this second part of the wrap up will be a little bit more in depth for March. I'm trying to think about like events and other things that I did in February too, and like, I mean, there really isn't that much. I kind of feel like a lot of stuff I've already talked about through Twitter and things. Like, I was part of BookTube Rewind. I've talked about that a little bit. I reacted to BookTube Rewind. If you want to see that, that'll be linked down below. The Super Bowl happened. Philadelphia Eagles won, so like, that's good for everyone, because y'all know we don't want to see Tom Brady win another Super Bowl. That happened at the beginning of February, which feels like forever ago now. So that was February. Short and sweet. Kind of like my videos should be, but never are. That's about it. If you want to let me know any fun things you did in February, February. You can leave that down below. If you want to follow me on social media, you can check me out on Instagram and Twitter at GABBYABOOKS with one Y, so that is GABBYABOOKS. If you want to see what I'm reading, you can follow me on Goodreads. That'll be linked down below. If you want to see my Teen Reads contributor profile and see what it is that I'm doing for them each month, you can check that out. That's in the description. And my email is also in the description if you have any inquiries or things that you would like to contact me about, more business-wise. That's there. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!
Broadway, here I come.